Hello and welcome. Today we are back with another video. So today we are back with the MGA Miniverse Make It Mini Harry Potter Honeydukes collection. And we have done a few of these, but we've not done very many of them. We've had them, we've just kept having other videos that really seem to need to go first. And I've been seeing a lot of these online already, so I wasn't in a real big hurry to put these out. So we're going to go ahead and open this one. Now, these do have a little cheat code that goes with them, and so you can find it online. So I went through and tried to find every one of them according to the cheat codes. Now, with that being said, this is not going to include the rare ones, that's for sure. But you can, if you look at these up close, you can see that they have a little pinhole in them. And this pinhole is actually above the top of the M in this one, if you can see that right up there. So according to the little cheat code, this should be the exploding bonbons. And so I just thought this would be a good one for us to do today. Now, those cheat codes are not a guarantee. So please do not take those little cheat codes and get mad if they are incorrect, because it's just a possibility. What it means is that someone has opened these up, that little pinhole matched up with what they found inside, and that is what this could be, but it's not a guarantee as to what it is. So if you go and use these cheat codes and you end up with all of them being the exact same, it was just a little helpful hint that could have been different. But so far, by using the little cheat codes, ours have been correct. Now, also, you have to make sure when you look at those cheat codes that you're looking at this code right here also. So far with the Honeydukes collection, this is the only series that I know that they have done so far, and that is the one with the 0 on the end. With the potions, they have done 0, 1, 2, and 3. And when they put out the rares and limited editions, I believe those were all in 2 and 3. But whenever they do another drop, so this one being a 0 on the end, when they do 1, 2, or 3, these pinholes could change what they are. So just know going in that if you are looking for like a select potion and you find these holes, but it's on a 0 versus like a 2 or a 3, those cheat sheets are going to be different. So you make sure that you look for the cheat code that matches up, like the list that matches up with the number on the end. So we're going to go ahead and try to open these. Now, these do have the little pull tabs here, and if you've been around, you know how they work for me, but we're going to try to get this one to work. Okay, I actually was able to peel that one. I believe this is a new one for the books. I don't think we've ever had one of these to do that before. Wow. Okay, and then your next little arrow is here for your little pull tab. Let's see if we can get this one to work. See, this is the stuff that I have happen. Like, it'll be like one piece might undo, but then the other piece won't. Let's go from the other end because I don't even see the little holes on the opposite end. So let's see if we can get it to work from this way. It's we're back to our same old. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so this is our little capsule that we have. We're going to take the lid off, and we're going to take all the stuff out of the inside. So these actually are able to be made into little candy dishes. And I did do a DIY with these on how you can turn these into usable candy dishes. So if you've not seen that video, make sure you check that one out. Also, I talked about some things you could get from Dollar Tree to be able to help make this even better. And after we get through with this one, that video is going to be coming up because I did find some stuff while I was there. You can definitely turn these into little candy dishes that you can use for, like, my Honeydukes shelf is up there. It's above this one, so it's way up there. But yeah, so I am using these to like make little candy dishes you would find like at a candy shop. So yeah, we're gonna be using this. Now, these are actually intended to be used to put the little table in there for you to display your Honeydukes item with, but you can't see through these very well. Like, they're definitely, you can see through them, but they're definitely not clear plastic. They're more of like that cloudy type plastic, and to me, you can't see the stuff in there that well. So I don't use these for that. I'm using these for candy containers. So we get all these little bags in here, and then we get all of these little information things, and we get all of our stuff. So this is your, it says read this first. This is telling you do not eat it. So make sure you don't eat the resin that comes in it. It also shows you how to put your little candy container together, your little capsule. and it talks about like what you're going to find in here. So if you don't know or don't want to know what you're getting in this one, then don't look at it until after you open it, because you're going to know. So yeah, there's that. And then this tells you that there are 15 to collect. And so these are all the ones you can get. These are your rares and limited editions down here, which, as I was saying a while ago, are not available yet. This one, I'm sure, is going to be pumpkin juice, and I cannot wait for that one. I love pumpkin juice. Pumpkin fizz at Universal Studios is amazing. Like, that's my number one drink, is like pumpkin fizz and butterbeer, the frozen butterbeer. But yeah, like, those are so good. This one, I'm pretty sure, is going to be the acid pops. I'm pretty sure this is the display that you see when you go into Honeydukes. So I'm pretty sure that's acid pops. And I think this one is going to be what, I think it's just the candy floss type thing. It's in the window of Honeydukes. If you go to Universal in Orlando, this machine is there. And I think it's just like a candy floss. So we'll definitely see when they come out for sure. But I'm pretty sure that's what those are. And I cannot wait for all three of those. So each bag just has different items in there, and they don't have numbers on them, so there's not a rhyme or a reason to which one you open first or whatever. This one just has these pieces in it. This says it's a candy kit, or papers and like the little foil wraps, it looks like. And then these are the little balls. So I do believe this in fact is, we should have looked at the other side. Yes, the exploding bonbons. So this is going to be exploding bonbons. This shows you everything that you're going to have in your package. So make sure you go through and find everything in there first. And then these are the instructions on what you're going to be doing. So next we're going to just open this one. I love the packaging, and I hate that it's made to where you really can't keep these because you end up having to cut them. I mean, we don't really need to keep them anyway, but they're so cute. And then this one has little gold tweezers in it. So there's gold tweezers. This also has a little paintbrush. So there's your paintbrush. It also has a little gold tray so that when you paint these, you can just plop them on the tray to dry. Oh, here's our exploding bonbons box. So I actually have the exploding bonbons box right here, and I'm going to show it to you. Ignore the dust. But this is a real exploding bonbons box. So this is what you would find if you go to the park. And so it's very, very similar. Like almost identical, like that close. It doesn't have the nutrition facts on the back because they don't want you to eat it. And you can see this expired in 2018, and these were $10 a piece back then. I think these are like $15 a box now. I'm not positive, maybe 12. But the box is very similar. We didn't eat these. We actually brought these back just for a souvenir. I'm really wishing we had tried them. I would not recommend eating those now. But that's actually one of the things that we've not tried. So when we go back, yeah, we're getting the exploding bonbons next time to try. So this one has like little sugar skulls on it. And so in here is our resin, orange chocolate. I know we are going to need to bend this to make the shape that we need it to be. And it does have the little lines on it. So we're just going to follow that line pattern, and very carefully we're going to fold this to make it be, where it's supposed to bend. This is going to be our outer packaging. And so you just take it and fold it, and then you'll fold it again like this, and this will be our packaging. Now, we also will have an interior piece that's going to go inside this. So we will have something in here that's going to hold this in, which is this little container. So this is actually going to open. So be real careful taking it apart because it does come apart into two pieces. And our bonbons are going to go in here and then slide into that piece. So we're going to set that aside for right now. The first thing that it says is we're going to take our little tray, and they want us to put some of these little papers on it to be able to put our bonbons on there. And then they want us to paint the bonbons. Now, I have done a few of these things before, and painting this stuff is kind of difficult because the stuff just wants to like run around and not really do what it's supposed to do. So I'm actually going to attempt to do this a little bit different this time. So we're going to remove this lid. And in the lid, it does have a little seal in there. But this is what it looks like inside. I do keep these containers, and I put them with all of my little stuff or decorations. So you can definitely keep them. We're going to remove our little Honeydukes tab. Those do say Honeydukes on them. And these little bags are sealed. I don't know why. I don't know why they seal these. They have that little piece on there that keeps it closed. But you do end up having to cut these. Now, you can also keep these bags, though, and put the little thing back on there to show it as, like, a purchased little item. the little bottom of this actually unfolds. So if you take it, you can kind of unfold it a little bit and make it to where these will push down, just to give you an idea. So if you want to use these to like display, they will stand up. So we're going to take our little bonbons out of here. I think what I'm going to do, instead of actually trying to paint these, I think I'm going to just pick mine up with my tweezers and see if I can possibly just dip this into the resin, because I feel like it will just be easier. You can dip these in the resin, but then sitting them down is a challenge without getting the resin everywhere. But it's definitely doable. Here's the thing about these. These exploding bonbons don't even really have to be coated, because you're fixing to put these into their little paper wrappers. So you're not even going to see this part. So if you don't want to do the resin on them, you don't have to. This is like yours for you to do if you want to, how you want to do it. It does show that you take the bonbons and put these on the paper, and that you dip your paintbrush and then you paint these. But it's so hard to do that. Like, I have a little bit of resin that's on my paper already. So that is actually helping a little bit, just to kind of like stick it onto there. So basically you can kind of see the resin right there on the side. You just plop one on top of there and it'll kind of hold it down a little bit while you paint it. So you would just kind of paint it like that. Again, you don't have to paint these if you don't want to, because you're not going to see them. These little wrappers are for you to be able to wrap around your bonbons after they're cured. So that painting process is completely up to you on this one. Not all of them are like this. As a matter of fact, I don't think there are any others that I've seen so far that you don't end up actually seeing them when it's said and done. I think this is the only one so far that I have seen. Now, there could be some that I just haven't seen yet. You also can take these little things off, the ones that say don't eat it, so don't eat it. But you can take them off when you're done to be able to not have that on there, for you to be able to display this little container. But sometimes you'll end up with some of this little stuff stuck on there that's hard to get off. So when you turn it around to where you see that it's the chocolate, you don't even see that anymore. So now you're going to take your UV light and put these under there to dry. Now with these resin pieces, you have two options. You can either use the UV light to be able to dry them, or you can put them in the sunlight. I actually have one of the nail UV lamps that's just a little bitty one, and I put it over the top of them. Now if it's the taller pieces, I prop that up on like two little things and then put the light up on top and put the items underneath there. But like with these shorter ones, it just goes right underneath it. Now you can do that. It says leave them in the light for 5 to 10 minutes. I usually tend to leave mine for 15 to 30 minutes. And then when I'm done, like this one, we won't do that because you won't see it. But with the other ones that you see, like the cupcakes and things like that, I just left mine in my windowsill overnight. So basically a good 24 hours before I ended up putting them up on my shelf, just to make sure they're good and cured. So once your bonbons are cured and completely done, you will take your little wrappers and wrap them. So they're just little pieces of foil. They're orange on one side and silver on the other. So the silver is going to go onto the top of it. Just put it right in the middle and then try to carefully wrap these. So basically the rounded part of these should be flat, and then this should all fold underneath the bottom. So it doesn't look very nice and neat, but this is what I've ended up with. Like that. Now we're going to do all of those just like that. So this is what we get when we're done. Not as flat and nice and neat as I would like for them to be, especially compared to like what the big ones look like. But we're going to take our little container that is now full and closed, and we're going to just put it down inside here and close this up. And when you get through, this is what it's going to look like. They're very cute. It's very reminiscent of the original that you get from the parks. Like, those are so cute. But when I get through, this is kind of just like the way that I display mine. It's just kind of like, you know, something like this. And then I just put it up on the shelf for now. I'm hoping eventually we will have something like a little shelf to be able to actually put these on. Like an actual little kitchen area that we can put together. We do have the trolley. We did the trolley together. but there's not any extra room to be able to display all the stuff that comes in the capsules. So we're definitely going to need to come up with some kind of little shelf for that. So if you have any ideas on it, leave a comment and let us know. And this is what they look like put together. So what are your thoughts on this? Leave a comment and let us know. And with that being said, have a wonderful day. And remember, we love you.